Mirror here, and in this video I'm going to be going over the other classes for Vengeance campaign. I figure this is probably about the easiest way to do this. Um, and push it all into one video instead of doing separate videos for each class, because each video would probably be only about 2 minutes long. So I'm just going to put timestamps down and you guys can see what's going on. So this is going to be Sorcerer. Let's see what Sorcerer's got here. I'm going to park myself over here. Alright, so we got Storm Atronach. Just deals shock damage, still stuns. Interesting. Let's see. This is basically a dot. So he just goes. You don't have to activate him again. Because it commands, you summon him, and then after delayed, the familiar attack deals 17,000 shock damage over 6 seconds to 3 enemies. So it's not like you keep pressing it. No, that doesn't. Okay. This is just damage. This heals an ally and yourself now. This goes just to go back to be a shield that doesn't heal you. Just gives you major protection for 10 seconds. Let's see. This is the hard cast of Crystal Shard, so good and bad, I guess. Call forth Daedric Shards from the earth. So this just goes to immobilization. There's no damage on this. This is just the stun. Again, no damage. Let's see. Bargain with darkness to restore. So this, nah, okay. This goes back to damage. That's interesting. Let's see. Overload has a new look. That's cool. Okay, so this just deals damage. The enemy below 20% health, so it's execute, sort of. Damage, but it also your armor. Okay, this is your dot. Blah, it sucks. Let's see. Surge. Let's see, it heals yourself. And you give minor berserk. So the damage on this is gone. It just stuns 3 enemies near your final location. Interesting, I guess. I mean, nothing really to write home about. So this only works up to 3 enemies for 3 seconds. So it's not a mass one. If I was gonna build a Sork, I would let's see. I'd use this as my spammable. Let's see. Let's build it here. I like this. I mean, that's very unpopular, but I like that. I've always kind of liked that, though. I mean, I play Sork so differently than everybody else, though. So, I usually use Streak, but you have to have this on both bars, though, don't you? You have to have your pet on both bars. So let's take that off, right? Because well, actually, you know what? Let's see. Let's see. Oh, it needs a target. Oh, you'd have to target it. Ew. Okay, okay, okay. What about this? It just heals. So you don't summon anything. Ah, it's just a heal. So there's your heal. Okay. So that's going to be your burst heal. And this is just now targeted. Okay. So I guess this would kind of be the way I play. Anyway, let's move on to the next class. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, what you guys have to keep in mind though is you can't play you can't approach this in a the way you normally play any class or the game. Okay, now it's only gonna be a week, but the way you're gonna have to approach this is you are literally gonna have to just look at the abilities. It's like day one. You just logging into the game. You have to look at the abilities and slot them based on what they are, not what they were. You know, not what you know them as. So you look at something like, I mean, I've seen people on the forums and forums, ugh, oh God, forums, and people are all like, "Oh, a Sork doesn't have a spammable. How you got?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, it does, but you have to kind of think outside the box on it, you know." All right, so let's see what Arcanist is. Arcanist might be one of the easier classes, maybe. All right, so rune forms. This is your heal. This is the beam heal. This gives you your shield. This gives you your buffs. Again, your port. I probably should. I don't like this ultimate. I hate this ultimate even on live. I think it's dumb. So, okay. Let's see this one here. So when the shield collapses, you lash out, dealing 12. So it does. It's like the damage version. Okay. So we got this is your taunt and it does deal damage. Let's see, Zorbs. 12,000 for 6 seconds, scaling off your max health, which is a lot in this campaign. Consume Crux to heal yourself. Okay, so they still have the Crux mechanic. Forge a Defiant Runic. So this is your armor. This is more armor. Still, this is your paralyze or your feet or your stun and the damage. Let's see. Again, this damage. This is your Crux builder. This is your Crux spender. The beam. Let's see. Does it channel the beam for 4 seconds, dealing 8,000 magic damage every second, up to 3 enemies. So there is a cap. You can only do 3 enemies. And the same thing with this, only up to 3 enemies. This is the magic version, and it just immobilizes them. There's no ink or anything like that. There's no damage on this. Just it gives you minor force, and it gives you major prophecy and savagery. And imperfect ring. Same as it always was. So not bad. I think Arcanist is pretty strong. Why is this even here? If they're not available, why is this even... Sorry. So maybe they're going to maybe they're contemplating bringing in scribing. That'd be weird. Where's the scribing tablet here? I'm curious now, actually. It's something they're planning on doing? Are they planning on making it available in, like I said in the Necro video, I feel like what they're doing, oh, maybe the patch notes, but I feel like what they're doing is, like when you trying to figure out what's wrong and why you're crashing, and you know it's not ZeniMax's fault, right? Well, what you start doing is you disable every single add-on you have, and then you re-enable them, and then do reload UI after each one to see which one's screwing up. And I think that's what they're doing, putting in the class abilities that are changed and lowered down, and then they're gonna put in this, and then they're gonna put in this, and they're gonna put in, okay, where does it break? Where does it break? I will say that if anybody has ever played Lobby has never, at least when I played it back in like 2019, 2020, it never ever, okay. So it never ever lagged, no matter how big the fights were, ever. I don't know what it's like now, but back then it just didn't. Been in plenty of fights with, like, 20 on 20 on whatever, or even bigger than that, where it's like all the entire population is basically a one keep. And we got 2 bars. It's like, or sometimes 3 bars. It never lagged. So, I mean, that's something for ZeniMax to take in consideration, I guess. I remember I was watching one person who I don't think streams much anymore, and they were in Lobby campaign for some reason, and they're almost never there. And they were like, "Wow, like there's a lot of fights out here. Holy crap!" Like they were kind of actually blown away by, you know, the battles that they were having in the fights. And I was like, "Yep, well, like welcome to Lobby, man. Like that's the way it is, dude." Or the way it was anyway. So this is gonna be Templar. So we've done Necro, Sork. I did do Necro in another video, but I can include it in this one if you want. Necro, Sork. Yeah, well, just scroll back. Anyway. Alright, so here we go for Templar. Alright, spear, damage. This is your knockback. This is damage. Dealing damage. This is your shield. This is a dot. This is a burst, I guess. Delayed burst. This kind of, I don't know what that is. It's what it is. This is a stun. Interesting. This is your execute still, right? Yeah, this is your execute still. Heal yourself or an ally. Okay. This is your group burst heal thing. This probably just gives you buffs. Yeah, it just looks like it gives you buffs to groups. Okay. Purge, right? And armor. Okay. I mean, not bad. Let's see what we got. I mean, if I was honestly gonna play this, I would do dual wield on the front, right? And then considering I have heals, I'll do this on the back. The lightning staff on the back. So that's what I would do. This is what I would do on Templar, right? I'm not a Templar main, but this is what I would do. And you guys can call me an idiot. I don't care. This is what I would do on Templar. I would just use as melee. Magic and melee. I think that's where it's going to be more powerful. Definitely. All right, so let's go down to the next class. I mean, I think Templar is pretty strong. So far, Sork's a little hurting, but I think it's fine. You got to think outside the box. You can't play the class like it is online right now. You just can't. You have to approach it like they're brand new classes. Find a spammable. Find this. Find that. Like, so far, I'd say okay. So let's grade them so far. Templar, probably about an A. I think it'll be fine. Sork's probably like a B. Um, Necro's probably a B. Arcanist is an A. So far. I think your strongest classes are probably going to be DK, Nightblade, and Templar. But no, it depends on how the people play. Because this is going to be about talent. This is going to be about skill. So it's at the end of the day, someone's going to make a class that is quote unquote shitty, and they're going to make it work. That's just the bottom line. I should have wrote down each class and crossed it out on my end so I remember what class I've done. This is DK. Let's see. All right, so standard. You play major to file. Although there are some bugs. I forgot about that in the patch notes. There are bugs. There are known issues. So those things I'm looking at and I'm like, oh, why is this there? It might actually not supposed to be there. So, um, damage. Let's see. This is your dot. This is a dot. This is your scorpion chain pull, right? Yep. And it does damage. This is just a buff. This is your armor. This does damage and immobilize. This is your heal. This is reduces your damage taken from projectiles. This is damage and heal. Okay, I'm forgetting about the ultimates here. Good damage up to again 3. 3 seems to be the recurring theme, which is good, I guess. I mean, this is really interesting. This limits incoming damage to 3% of your max health for 10 seconds. Okay. This deals damage. This is your buff. This is damage shield. This is your stun. Let's see, and this is a heal. So I'd play DK, because none of these weapons truly matter, because you don't have buffs, right? But how I would play it is, again, just kind of like Templar. I'd play it close to the vest. And then, let's see. This would be your heal. This is your armor. This is your stun. Let's see. I'd probably actually do that on my bar. And probably put that on my bar. So this would be my front bar for dealing damage and shit like that. And this would be the back bar for healing and defense. I think DK is pretty strong. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. Probably gonna be like an S tier. I think classes that were well thought out are gonna be really good, and classes that probably aren't won't be that great. You know, if I could try to foresee what classes are going to struggle, um, I want to say Necro and Soric might struggle, but again, you can't think of it like the way the class is. So, no, I'm stupid. I'm zoned out there. So I think after this, I think I only have Nightblade to do, but we'll find out. Okay, does this have to be on both bars? It needs a target. Okay. So it seems like pets don't really summon, they just do their ability. Like kind of like, the Twilight heal. It acted as if the Twilight was out, but it wasn't. This is damage. This is your burst. Dot. Buff. Doesn't purge though. It's just a buff. This is your quick ability, quickie. Quickie. Heal up to 3 allies. Cool. This is your heal over time, I guess. Another kind of heal over time. Sacro is fine. Embrace you or the lowest. Okay. Buff. Heal. Okay. This is your armor. This is damage and immobilize. This is another heal. This is an absorb. That's such a weird word. Sorry. And this is useless. Cool. So how I would do this, honestly, because I would play this differently because I like ice. But let's see. Do that. Let's put that. What do I do with my final ability? Actually, I probably. Okay, I already did. Let's see what this does. It stuns. It doesn't even do damage anymore. I remember when that did damage. That'd be interesting to do, I guess. And why not? You need a heal. So that's what I do for. That's what I would do for Warden. Warden's probably gonna be fun too. Oh, it's only around you. That's interesting. Well, I mean, I would do it in like the way I play is if you're in a fight with someone and you're like, oh my god, they're getting close to me. Boom, let's slow them down. Boom, and then, you know, oh wait, why did that? Oh, it needs to be targeted. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. So yeah, I love this, guys. Warden's probably gonna be pretty fun. What do I do for my final ability? I never picked a final ability. Probably just do that, I guess. Buff. But yeah. Interesting. A lot of I mean, honestly, a lot of the classes are fine. You know? I don't know what everyone's talking about, bro. Like, people need to chill the fuck out. Every class, I mean, Sorka's the only one where you had to really kind of maneuver around and be like super creative with. But good old Toasty. But I think overall it's fine. All right, let's see what we got for Nightblade. This is let's see, this is your damage, 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 execute, debuff, I guess. Yeah, debuff, damage. There seems to be a dot. No, wait. Huh. That's an interesting. So they just did the spectral bow part of it. That's kind of interesting. Um, this is your armor, cloak, and a heal. This is your quickness. What is that? Imbue your weapon with sinister shadow and stab an enemy, dealing 5,200 magic damage and applying minor maim for to them for 6 seconds. Isn't this where? So we okay. Huh. Interesting. I haven't played Nightblade in a while, but that was my shadow pal. I like that guy. Sorry. Damage and heal. Let's see, this is a heal. This is your dot and debuff. This is your getting shit back thing. This is your damage up to 3. Okay. This is kind of a buff and damage. Okay, so how I would play this. Sorry, I've been thinking the entire time how I'm going to play this. Because Nightblade is actually the one where you actually still have 2 different play styles. You can do up close and personal, or you can do far away if you want. Let's see. Oops. Not what I wanted. Probably put this on the back bar, put this on the front bar. Let's see, so they execute. This is my bar. This is my getting the hell out of Dodge. And let's see, what would probably this would be my heal. No, it's not really a heal. You can probably do this one. Ultimates, yeah. Yeah, you know. I've heard this is good again. I heard this looks pretty sick. Oh, I like that. I like that. It's kind of the way it used to be. I think again, Nightblade's fine. Nightblade actually might have an advantage because it seems to be the only class so far that you're able to actually do two different playstyles. You could do up close personal, or you can do like kind of like a range. So that's kind of cool. But I kind of like this. I haven't played Nightblade in a long time, but this is a new ability, and I kind of like it. I gotta be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love confusing the hell out of people in PvP, where I put my shadow down and I port down, gank somebody, and then port back up, and they're looking all around like, "Where did he go?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm already back on the keep. Fuck you." Like, that's fun. But this is an interesting ability. Let me just make sure. So Nightblade again, I think it's going to be A tier. I think the only classes so far you might struggle a little bit, and struggle is in quotation marks. You'll be fine. But the ones that are kind of behind the others is probably Sork and Necromancer. Um, because again, Necromancer relies on the corpse system for their abilities, which doesn't really work, and um, they you can't change your spamble. Spamble's still slow, so yeah, a bit of a disadvantage for that. And while Sork doesn't have a natural spammable, you can use Mage Fury as a spammable, and it works just fine. Um, but you gotta get creative with a couple of things. But I like that Daedric Mines is basically back, so that's kind of cool. And I'm not having any trouble logging in and out. You know, it doesn't seem to be doing much. I'll make sure I did every single class. Did Necro, did Sork, did Templar, did Decay, did Warden. Okay, Sork, Decay, Necro. I'll do Necro again just to have it in this video. And I can also test something else I wanted to test. Where is... I already did Necromancer, but again, I think you're gonna run into problems with the corpse system. I really do. Oh, what about this here? You just need a target. So that's also something that's going to be a bit of a disadvantage because this now needs a target. See, target's enemy. So it might help you where it's going to be on a target. And it changed into, see, this is what we need. They changed it to a sticky dot. ZeniMax, you fixed your own problem. You gave Necros a sticky dot and an ability that doesn't really work out very well. This is exactly what you need. This is exactly what this class needs. I don't know how I missed this. The spell deals 14,000 shock damage over 4 seconds. It's exactly what it needs. I just want to try something. I did. Okay. Well, anyway. I wanted to try that, but it's exactly what I mean. The buff, whatever. Like, no. But that's exactly what we need. We definitely need a sticky dot, and now you gave us one. How I'd play this? I don't know how I'd play this. I think I did this in the other video. Maybe that, just because we need something. Let's see. Again, this is gonna hurt you because this, you no longer have the passive where you get more healing based on debuffs on you, so that kind of sucks. So that's what I do for Necro. But this is something, ZeniMax, this is what needs to be in live. What I think you should do, and I'm gonna say should, is take one of the morphs, maybe the magic morph, have the base ability still do what it does, and have the magic morph into this, where it turns it into a dot. That'd be kind of sick. And maybe like the person explodes, and after X amount of kind of like the sword curse a little bit, but change it up where they explode and people get hit, based on the people, and up to 3 people, and then you have 3 corpses on the ground. So something like that. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. But yeah, that'll do it for this video, everybody. Is covering the Vengeance campaign in the awesome. I'm gonna take a screenshot. That's sick. And the Vengeance campaign, and basically what each class is going to give us. And honestly, I don't see what everyone's bitching about. I gotta be complete. I think it's fine. Necro's finally got a sticky dot in a fucking test campaign. That's so fucking hilarious. Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. I really do appreciate you, as always. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.